Well, I'm Nate Jackson. I go by Funny Boy Nate Jackson. I'm actually originally from Olympia, Washington. Been in LA for the last 2.5 years, hitting it hard and grinding. 2.5 years of the 5 that I've actually been doing comedy total. So I'm a 5-year baby veteran. I actually got into stand-up because I was at Eastern Washington University attending school, and another one of the students dared me, kind of. I've always been relatively cocky, and we were sitting in the student union building. We call it the pub. We're sitting in there, and there was a sign behind my back that I didn't know about, and we used to sit in there every day, and like we would see people coming down the stairs, and we would just be clowning, like, oh, look at her hair, and look at his 3 necks, and that guy has a 13 head, not a 4 head, things like that. And people would laugh, and we'd have fun sitting there for hours and not do our homework. Well, they had a sign behind me that said all student only comedy show, actually. And the guy that dared me, we used to clown every day, and he actually had gotten into comedy a year before that and didn't tell anyone. So he's like, I dare you to get into school comedy competition. Like, if there was one, would you do it? You know, I'm cocky. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, man. It's nothing. Into a ball so I can rock it, you know. And he was like, turn around. I turned around. I was like, I got 3 days. It's always good to meet a person that you've never met before, and you actually get the genuine person, you know, because you meet people on the street and they kind of have a guard up and they don't really say, you know, they may say hello in passing, but after a show, like, somebody really has already been laughing the whole time at you. They feel like they know you, and they approach you and they're like, oh my God, like, whatever they give you, that's genuine. You know, you might see a thug and he's sitting in a chair thugging, but after the show he's like, yeah, it's good, homie. Like, he's goofy. Like, I didn't know that, but you wouldn't have seen that on the street. You see it at a show. So, you know, that's what I like in performing a lot. Material comes from everywhere. I actually kind of like the material I do. Like, people may, when they hear it, think that I've like imagined this up and I've exaggerated. Of course I've exaggerated a little bit, but a lot of it is from personal experiences. Like, I was with some of my friends and we saw something and somebody clowned, and then I clowned, and then that made everybody laugh, and I was like, ooh, I could use that on stage. Like, a lot of that is from there. It's just life. It's from that interaction. Like barbershops, like being on the street, or, you know, visiting a good one, visiting an old folks home. You get all kind of stuff, stories, and you see the animation in people's faces, and you see what they've been through in their life, and you can relate that to the crowd. And that's, you know, if you can relate it by the grace of God to the crowd, that's worth saying on stage. You know, that's worth rolling with, and that's where I get my material from. Those moments where something happens and there was some type of awkward thing that made me laugh. And if people relate with me and what I'm saying, then the things that make me laugh will make them laugh. And hopefully once I exaggerate it, they'll laugh hard from the belly. My first joke, it's a little rough. You know, when we started out, generally, we're not really thinking clean when we start out. So it's relatively clean, like I don't need to curse, but I'm going to throw myself over this stool. The first joke I came out with was based on a current event. I saw that Michael Jordan's wife wanted to get a divorce. And then I read under that he was worth $400 million. And I said, if a man has $400 million and he can't keep his wife, what do you need to have? For $400 million, I would be Michael Jordan's wife. Seriously, like, I would be at the house waiting on him, you know, and I leaned over the stool on stage and kind of hit my own butt, you know. I said, you know, hit me 23 times because he wears the number 23, and put that Chicago Bull on me. But that was my first joke. It was actually a hit at the comedy club and the school. The laugh is after everybody laughs, and then there's that little silent moment when everybody breathes in, and then people go, woo! That's perfect. Or like the old guy laugh, you know, because when you get old, you don't have syllables in your laugh anymore. Like when you're young, you're like, ha ha ha, you know, that's 3. But when you're old, you don't have that many. So, you know, I told an old guy a joke. He's like, ah. Yeah, so yeah, I like the laughs. I like making people laugh and the joy that they get from doing it.